Welcome to Inside the Heat. I am Jason Jackson. We're on location at Soccer Rooftop in Miami's Brickell area, just south of American Airlines Arena. And it's the perfect backdrop to tell the story of Luol Deng. You see, soccer is called the world's game. And his NBA journey has taken him literally halfway around the world. 3 continents and all. So, Lou, first of all, for the fans that don't know your entire story, take us back to where you're from and then tell the story how you got to the United States.
Originally from South Sudan. I left South Sudan when I was 5 years old because of the civil war there. My family moved to Egypt, Alexandria. We were refugees in Egypt for 4 years. Then we moved to England, where we're also refugees. My family still lives there. But when I was 14, I came over for high school in New Jersey.
Before we figure out how basketball weaves into your story, it is no secret, due to your attire, due to our location, that soccer is a passion. So walk us through how soccer changed for you and basketball became the primary focus.
Growing up, everything was soccer to me. We made the soccer ball out of socks. We made it out of balloons. We made it, we played with tennis ball. We couldn't really afford a real soccer ball.
Just loving the game, though, right?
Yeah, but it really, you just played. And then when we moved to England, it was my first time really playing with a soccer ball and playing in the real grass. And I fell in love with the game, and till today, I still love it. But what happened was I wouldn't stop growing. I was bigger than everybody else, and basketball was always there because my brothers played basketball also. So I played with my brothers, and then eventually I started playing basketball.
You are the second Sudanese player to play for the Miami Heat, as you probably know by now. Manute Bol played in the mid-90s for the organization. What type of influence did he have?
For me, really, basketball really going down the line, it really started because of Manute. Manute took a vacation to Egypt, and he went and he saw a bunch of kids at a church. There's a church that we go to every Sunday. That's the only basketball court in the whole city. And he saw a bunch of kids playing basketball, and he actually extended his vacation to a month teaching, these kids how to play. And 2 of those kids were my brothers, and they then taught me the game with the rules that they learned from Manute. And that's how it started for me.
When did you know that you had an affinity for the game that was beyond just learning from your brothers?
Well, when I came over, when I was 14, I came over really because my dad wanted me to look after my sister. She's the one who had the scholarship to go to high school to play basketball.
Okay.
And, my high school coach is coaching college, and right away after a month, he was telling me how good I could be, and I started to be more serious about basketball.
You were killing it at Blair, so much so, in 2003, you were regarded the second best player in the nation.
Luol Deng.
So having that particular distinction, that ranking, did you know at that point, you know what? There's a career possibly waiting for me. I never knew how it worked. I just played. By my junior year, Duke started to be very seriously recruiting me, and that's when I really knew that I really have a chance to play in the NBA. Growing up as a kid, I always thought I was going to be a soccer player. I had to kind of make that switch and believe that, NBA was it for me. And once I did that, I never really thought twice about anything else.
Well, Coach Kane's recruiting machine was good enough. They got you. You came to Duke. You were the best freshman on the planet.
Look at Deng. Deng with a 3. Got it.
What did you take from your experience?
Not a lot of people get the chance to be coached by Coach K. And one thing that really stood out for me, going from high school, I just played. I didn't know how much it took, preparing for the game. And once I went to Duke, I learned a lot in terms of what it takes to be great, the focus level, the preparation level. And that's something that I took with me to the league.
He's got Duhan, the trailer, Deng, and goodbye.
And you did it immediately. You were one of the rare one-and-dones at that time. As you were approaching the draft, what was going through your mind?
It was tough making the decision whether to stay or leave. A lot of people don't really understand that even though you're about to start your career, you still have ties, you still have relationships that are really hard to let go. And at Duke, I really felt that, it was a family atmosphere. It was just a tough decision.
Welcome back to Inside the Heat. After being one of the nation's greatest high school players, one season at Duke was sufficient to settle the issue for Luol Deng. he was headed to the NBA. His draft night, though, was going to be special. He was headed to the lottery.
With the 7th pick in the 2004 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select Luol Deng from Duke University.
Those first, 6 picks before me, it was nerve-wracking because you just thought, what if that team doesn't take you? How far are you going to fall? And whether you made the right decision or not. Once I really heard my name, I was just glad my mom and dad were there with me. And my brothers loved the game of basketball, so to see me being drafted or be in the NBA was something special. I was happy for my family more than myself.
Originally drafted by the Suns and then subsequently traded to the Bulls, Deng recounts how he found out.
When I was drafted, at first I thought I was going to Phoenix, until after I did my interviews. So I sat there and I was talking about how great it is to play with Steve Nash.
All the great things about the great city of Phoenix.
Phoenix is a great city. The weather, I can't wait. And then you get the hat and you're like, you're going to Chicago. So then I was like, yeah, I can't wait to go to Chicago. It's a great city. It's where I wanted to go.
Tell me about your first year. You really hit the ground running, and a lot of rookies have a tough time transitioning.
What really surprised me was the freedom that you have. And I think you really have to be mature and have a lot of discipline, or you got to be extremely, extremely talented where it comes easy. If you're really trying to show up and play, it's not going to get it done. Not only are you trying to score against the best athletes.
Deng with a rebound. Powered in. That's what I'm talking about, sweet Lou.
Deng, shot clock down to 3. Deng off balance, knocks it down.
But you also have to play the best defense you could play or someone's going to embarrass you. For me, what really allowed me to play was my defense from the get-go.
Shot rejected by Luol. Remarkable defensive play by Deng.
I just felt like whoever I'm guarding, I had to play as hard as I can. My mindset was always, I got to play defense to stay on the floor.
Lieutenant Deng.
9.5 seasons there. What did it feel like being a part of such a decorated franchise?
I never thought I was going to play in one team for that long to begin with. When I was drafted, I just wanted to play, do the best I could do. And, every day I just thought of how can I get better. And before you realize it was 9 years into it. You can't do anything forever. So I'm really grateful for those years that I've had there.
Deng down the lane. Oh,
can I get some butter with that roll? Luol Deng.
Coach Thibodeau was your last coach in your Bulls time. He called you the glue. What did that mean to you?
To be responsible. I think, I don't know if that was the first time that word was used, but it's used in every team now. I did everything that I could to be the best I could be in terms of I showed up early, I shot early. When I see the locker room going south, I kind of try to get everyone focused on what we got to do. I just became a leader in terms of being ready for the game or, getting your mindset right. And I knew a lot of people always watch what I was doing, and I try to do the right thing. Deng's all-around skills were rewarded as he was selected to the All-Star team 2 years in a row in 2012 and 2013. Also in 2012, he became an Olympian, and he decided to play for Great Britain, with the games being held in London. To me, it's one of my highlights in my career just because being a refugee, the way it works is, so when you're a refugee, you pretty much put in your name to every government, different countries, and they select families. It's pure luck. And my family was selected by the British government, so they gave my family a chance. So one thing that I could do was really play for the country that gave me a chance. And playing there, growing up there, seeing everybody show up at the game and the Olympics being in your backyard was really just an amazing experience.
So after all that time with the Bulls, you said you didn't know and think that you're going to play for the same team forever. It didn't happen. You're traded to Cleveland. Walk us through that transition.
It was tough. I mean, middle of the season. I think it's different when you're traded in the summer. You come in, you get used to the guys. You go to bed one night thinking about what I got to do to make the team better, the guys you're battling with, and you get the phone call and you're no longer part of that. Going to Cleveland was different. I had a different role. I found myself as one of the oldest guys in the locker room. I had to be more of a voice more than anything. I'm not really the type of guy that's always talking in the locker room. This was just a young group that's still learning a lot.
As you got to the summer, it's free agent time, and you have a choice. What were you initially looking for in your next team?
What I really wanted was a team that knows how to win, a team that I could go to and make it a better team. And to be honest, I wasn't sure about Miami. I really wasn't until I sat down with Pat Riley and Coach Spo. And I'm just glad that I ended up here.